Hey there, guys. We're going to be going to Cerberus, one of the trials coming to global soon, and we're going to be finishing a mission I didn't do yet on the JP server, the 5-man clear. Now, in order to make it more interesting, we're going to go for a speed clear using the power of darkness. We're not going to use a physical tank, which is going to make this quite a bit riskier, but I think we can get it done with this party. Let's give it a go and see if I'm right. Okay, so we're going to use the upgraded or the new leader skill of Dio to make a really powerful dark team. So the preemptive Red Wings field by Cecil gives us some nice LB damage. Then we're going to shift him to his tank form. It's only a magic tank though. But we're going to use magic cover for the stat buff. We're going to provoke for the mitigation. And we're going to use a resist buff. We're going to use Vlad to put up the dark and peril field. We're going to use Sephiroth to, wait a moment, start in the base with Sephiroth for Titus's STMR. Hawkeye will break and double hit the boss. Sephiroth will 50 Dark Amp and then just whatever. And now Dio, now mine's only EX1. We're going to use him to imbue and amplify the party to dark. We're going to use his LB fill because mine's only EX1. And then we're going to use double Mirage. Now, the boss does single target physical that ignores provoke. It doesn't ignore cover. So if you're using a physical cover tank, you don't really care about this. But for the for the speed, we're not using a physical cover tank. Therefore, we're going to use Dio to just double Mirage the party, and hopefully this will the boss will spread out his attacks and not focus anyone. Looks like he hit twice on Dio and once on Hawkeye. It's a little unfortunate. So, Hopefully that's not a problem. Now let's use Cecil. Now this turn we're going to Omni cover. This turn is more physicals, which we want to Omni. We're going to go ahead and provoke again. And we're going to re-raise Cecil because he's not really, technically speaking, a physical tank. He's going to die next turn. Now let's shift Dio and do his shifted LB. Let's have Hawkeye triple absolute mirror of equity with our Dio. Let's use Sephiroth to cap that, and let's use Vlad to cap as well. So Vlad's really slow, so 1, 2, 3, chain. And we did a decent chunk of damage here, I hope. Now, the boss doesn't have the good Imperil yet. Hawkeye puts that out on turn 4. This turn we're Omni covering, so we don't really care who gets hit. It's totally fine. Now, the boss did a 800% Thunder Imperil and a double damage over time on your Provoker, and one of these is Thunder Element. This is extremely painful, so we're going to just use Cecil to guard here. He's probably still going to die anyway, but whatever. Let's go ahead and reload these guys, and Sephiroth will use his 150 Dark Amp to get ready for next turn. Let's wait for this to finish. And again, this turn we don't have cover, so we need the boss to spread out those attacks. Dio lost both his Mirage stacks, so if Dio gets attacked this turn, well, it's over. Hopefully the boss spreads out his attacks a little bit. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, cap. And Dio gets, a little bit of bonus damage with his LB as well. Alright, boss, be nice to me. Don't focus your attacks on anyone. Okay, he hit Cecil like 3 times. Not a problem. Cecil survived too, which is awesome. Okay, let's go for the kill. So Cecil's going to go to the base form and just use his base form LB. We didn't power up or anything because we were busy surviving, but, a little bit of bonus damage. If he had re-raised, same thing. He would have had less buffs, but okay. Vlad, same thing. Sephiroth is now going to cap with his 150 Amplify. Now, if my Dio was EX2, he could have done a 150 Amplify as well, but his 150 Amp is only at EX2, so I can't do it. And then Hawkeye will do his LB, which matches Dio's LB. Okay, so we're going to go for the kill again. So Cecil and Vlad are very slow, so they're going to go ahead and go first. 2, 3, cap. Hopefully I did that properly. And that should be the end of the fight when Sephiroth comes in there and does the big boy finish. Okay, there was a 5-man, 4-turn hard mode Cerberus clear with all missions using darkness. Gotta love that darkness damage. Okay, I'll show you the damage breakdown and all, but it's going to be mostly Sephiroth, a little bit of Dio, and then some baby damage from Vlad and all that. And who did what? Okay, Sephiroth 3.1. Love Sephiroth. Now, my Dio is only EX1, so therefore he's much weaker than he would be otherwise. Don't have his STMR. I can't use his 150 Amplify because that's only at EX2. I'll get it eventually, but yeah. Then Hawkeye is basically the Breaker, Big Dark in Peril, etc. I mean, Vlad did 1 billion, almost. So yeah, and Vlad was the Dark in Peril field, and then Cecil was for the Red Wings field, as well as a baby cap damage as well. Now, if you want more like security, you can drop Cecil and bring a physical cover tank, and then you have no problem at all. Bring Runda, just Runda LB on turn 1, boom, you're good, he's invulnerable. Physical tanks have no problem taking this at all. Cecil has pretty low physical mitigations, is why he took like a beating. But yeah. If your Dio is EX2, then you can do the 150 Dark Amp, and you don't even need the Dark and the Red Wings field from Cecil. Anyway, I'll show you the team we used. So Cecil in the base form is geared for damage, technically speaking. He's at 11th. Remember, all these units are all dark units, so they all get the leader skill from Dio. So when you see really high stats, keep in mind that is with Dio's leader skill active. So in the base form, 11,000 attack power. There we go. I geared him for like auto buffing just in case he died and re-raised. He didn't die on that clear, which was great. And there it is. And then I'm using basically a bulk card, more important for him. And then he's using his TMR for the Red Wings field. And there it is. Auto buffing with Wisdom of Hess as well. Shift form. Now the shift form is not classified as a dark unit. He's a light unit. And there's light units are very minimal at the moment. Apparently, there's only one other light unit in the game. Oh, that's Magical Tank. Yeah, so pretty minimal tags there. But oops, in the shift form, he's not classified as a dark unit. He doesn't get Dio's field. Anyway, physical damage or physical bulk regeneration from Eurytia's headband, Kokobo feather, a bunch of thunder resist. And passive provoke as well. So there it is. Status immunity too, because the boss does do poison. Didn't use base form Vlad. Shift form Vlad with Dio skill, 11,000 magic. Here's the build, chain cap up, etc. He's at maxed beast killer, and yeah, he capped and did the Imperil field with his crowns. Sephiroth in the base form, Titus's STMR because we need that buff. Shift form, 14,200 attack power, double hand katana build, LB damage versus beast. There's the build, and we've got maxed beast killer, maxed LB damage, and he carried the fight because Sephiroth is awesome. EX1 Dio in the base form is using his TMR and some auto buffing. He does double Mirage on turn 1, as well as amps the party. Shift form is 10,700 attack power. Don't have his STMR, only EX1. He gets a massive power spike at EX2. So here's the build we used, maxed everything. Maxed Beast Killer, maxed LB damage, and yeah, he did, damage. And then Hawkeye in the shift form is using a double hand greatsword build because we're getting greatsword in peril from Dio. 9,000 attack power. Double hand build, no chain cap up because just can't fit it. He did like 100 million damage, who cares? It's whatever. But he has that 275 LB, 250 beast, and 9,000 attack power, but no chain cap up. He's at 4x chain cap right now because he only has chain cap while dual wielding. But anyway, the reason for him is the 160 Dark in Peril and the 89 defense break. And there was the clear. Okay. Hope it's enjoyable. See you in a bit.